They buried him in concrete. Cement, right? And he came back from the dead. It's the same thing with Taker. You do the match at Bragging Rights, you bury Taker alive, and then you've got Kane and Paul Bearer that are still on SmackDown, right? And they'll go into, Paul Bearer will be alongside Kane on a weekly basis. Taker goes away, needs time off, right? Leaves after Bragging Rights, and then returns in time for WrestleMania 27 next year.
I don't want him to come back for WrestleMania 27, my man. I really don't. I mean,
but what is the streak right now? What is it? 20-0? What's the streak right now?
I think it's 19-0.
19-0. So you've got to make it. You've got to make it 20-0. 20-0 just seems. It sounds better than 19 or 18.
He just doesn't have history on his side, man. The last two career-ending matches at WrestleMania, it was Shawn Michaels lost, and before that, Ric Flair lost. So I don't know, man. And WWE's good with history. Oh, and he's 18-0.
Right, 18-0. I see that in the chat. I don't know. I think they bury him alive, and then he comes back in time for WrestleMania. I just don't see when WrestleMania time comes around every single year, and guys are thinking, damn, man, in front of 60,000 people, 70,000 people, you can't turn that down. You cannot turn that down. And these guys just constantly come out. Some guys come out of retirement. Some guys come back for major matches. I just don't think Taker's going to miss WrestleMania.
Somebody's asking what Taker did to me. I'm just saying, I'm giving Taker all the support in the world, man. I don't want to see a streak end. That's why I don't want to see him at WrestleMania, because I think that it would end there. And I love Taker. I've been a big Taker fan forever. So
you know what? Here's the deal. It's going to be up to Taker. Taker's been there. Taker's been in WWE long enough where he's got seniority.
Definitely.
Okay, and I know we're dealing with Vince McMahon, okay, but this is going to be a case when The Undertaker retires. I'm thinking it's going to be similar to a Ric Flair send-off, where they do the Hall of Fame. Maybe not with Taker. Well, they could do the Hall of Fame, right? You do the Hall of Fame with him, and then have him go out there and do the WrestleMania match. And if that were the case, if they were going to do the Hall of Fame and do the right send-off, that's how they're going to do it. They're not going to have him lose. I can't see it happening. Unless Taker says, you know what, on my way out, I want to put somebody over. I want to put somebody over. You know what I mean? So, well, I just got booted from my own chat room. How lame is that? Screw it, right? Screw it. By the way, guys, we are going to debut a brand new chat room next week. I bought a chat today, and we will be launching that next week. I just have to update the chat page.
Since we got this chat, man, it's been brutal for me. I can never see it. It keeps going off and on for me. It's weird.
Well, not only that, but when you have mods in here that boot you during your own live radio show, and you're not modded yourself, it's not a very cool thing to do. But some people aren't very cool people, man. I guess one of the as a show grows, as an online radio show, and I remember back in the days where we had 30, 40 diehard fans in here on a weekly basis. You guys know who you are. You've been here for years and years and years every Tuesday night. I guess as you grow and as you become bigger, it becomes a part of the territory. You know what I mean? Where you've got to deal with guys that are going to come into chat rooms and spam. Nothing better to do on a Tuesday night. You're going to deal with guys that come. You know what I mean? You're going to deal with these types of people. So I guess that's part of the that's part of the territory, man. That's part of growing as an online radio show. But nonetheless, we'll launch a new chat next week, and we won't have to deal with this. Me, Chris, and probably Rob will be the mods of that chat room, and everybody else. Contact me via email, webmaster@prowrestlingscoops.com. We're looking for mods on Tuesday night. We're looking for mods Tuesday night. So
get at them, daddy.
Get at me, daddy, if you want to be a mod in our brand new chat room to debut next week. All right, so yeah, Bear returns, and I guess, like we said, they're going to do a turns on Taker, and stood between them after it was over. They did this weird thing with the urn, where they had a light come out of the urn, and I don't know, it was corny, dude. It was corny. Not a very good way to end a pay-per-view. Why not? I mean, I understand that your main program, right? You're coming off a live SmackDown. Your main program over the past few months, although it hasn't been on Raw, it's been on SmackDown, is Kane and Taker. So they do that. But, I mean, it was just the ending that, I don't know, the pay-per-view just kind of fell flat with that match. If they had put Cena Barrett on last,
this match, like I said, the Kane and Undertaker match, bro, sucked. Sorry. Sorry, everybody, it sucked.
The worst match of the night at WWE Hell in a Cell this past Sunday night. So
that's why he needs. I'm telling you, man. I love Taker, bro, but he needs to hang up the boots, man. He needs to hang them up.
I hear you, man. My headset keeps slipping off me tonight. This is pain in the dick, man. Pain in the dick. All right, guys, get to our live chat room, www.WZROnline.com/chat. WZROnline.com/chat. Get in there. Lots and lots of people in there tonight.
That's Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, that was Hell in a Cell from this past Sunday night. So overall, a school letter grade.
I'm gonna give it a B+.
A B+. I'd give it an A-. A-, just due to the fact that
they threw it together.
Well, Kane Taker fell flat. But you know what? That's interesting that they did throw this together in 2 weeks, and they delivered that. Really, really good matches.
I give it an A just for seeing the little kids crying.
Oh my God!
No, I'm playing.
Was that crazy, man? The kids in the audience and the looks on their faces, like, oh.
I'm telling you, man, that's Hulk Hogan all over again, bro.
It is when the kids are crying and they're really, really emotionally involved in the storylines. You know what I mean? God, I wish I was young, man. God, I wish I was 5, 6 years old and believed all that stuff. You know what I mean? It'd be so much better to follow wrestling if I could actually, you know what I mean? It's part of growing up. You get
exactly.
Everybody gets old, right?
when you figure out it's a work.
Right. Yeah.
That's the worst. That was like finding out Santa Claus wasn't real.
Yeah.
Oh,
all
damn,
right.
Sorry.
So I guess before we get into Monday Night Raw, I guess we should try this again, right? We will try this again. What we started at the top of the show.
Hey, before we get to that, man, let me tell you, I've had like 10 IMs, man, pouring in with nothing but support for you and WZR, my man.
I appreciate it, dude. I can't thank those guys enough. The people that do come here on a weekly basis and the people that have emailed me over the past week, you guys are unbelievable. Basically, what happened is over the past few weeks, every time I log into our radio show program that we use, I had been receiving calls, from police detectives across the country. I mean, from Minnesota, from there was one in, I think, California, Boston as well. And I'm thinking, okay, these are just random people prank calling. Okay, ignored them. Went on with business. They seemed pretty serious. Went on with business. On Friday, during the early afternoon, I was contacted by CBS, ABC, NBC, Fox News, the Boston Globe, every single media outlet out of Boston, asking me if I knew anything about a prank call that we had done regarding somebody that apparently claimed they were in a hotel room. They were being chased by a knife by their wife, and then she had threatened to jump off the roof of a hotel, this, that, and the other thing. The Boston Police Department took these very, very seriously. Who wouldn't? They sent fire personnel out there. They sent almost 9 squad cars out there. They ran up and down this building. Police were on the roof looking for somebody who was threatening to jump off. Just a completely, it was unreal. So as the media had contacted me, I replied that I had no idea what was going on, and I asked them, can you give me the Boston Police Department's number? I called the Boston Police Department before I spoke with any more media, and I spoke with the lieutenant who was not in charge of my case. I spoke to the lieutenant, and I said, hi, detective, and he was not happy. To be honest with you, he was pissed. He was unbelievable unbelievably pissed. We had an hour phone call on Friday, and I had said that I was going to work on it and see if I could get any more information. At this time, I was notified by Mark, who is a detective in Minnesota, and he had said that we've got a criminal case revolving around you and your radio show. I put him in contact with the Boston Police Department, and they have been working. Yesterday, I got a call from Boston, and I spoke with the detective that was in charge of my case. We collected some evidence over the weekend, and basically, here's what it seems like. There are a group of guys, and thanks for letting me get this time, Chris, man, because I know you got nice before. It appears that from their detective work, and I spoke with them about an hour before we went live, and that's what really got to me here. It appears that there is a group. Basically what happens is, people come to the chat room, and you guys get to know each other. And there is a group, a small group of people who have basically come together and were making prank calls. Several people were listening to these prank calls. Another person was making these prank calls. We have traced it. I have worked with Boston PD. I am now working with the Ontario, Canada Police Department, and I'm working with the Long Island, New York Police Department, which are two brand new police departments that we are now working with. We believe that we have tracked it to a location. The Boston police have or will be issuing subpoenas. Basically, this it's a group. It's a group of people. I guess diehards of WZR Radio, but they use all sorts of different programs to connect with each other. And between this group of people, there has been one person who has said, "You know what, Ryan? I'm here for you, man. I'm here for you." There's been one fucking person who has done that, and I'm not going to mention him, but it's one of the guys in that group, and I cannot thank you enough. I cannot thank you enough for helping this out. I have sent all evidence. I have sent all information that the cops need, that the police need. Anybody that was on the other end of these phone calls, the person that was making these phone calls, nobody wants to snitch, obviously. Nobody wants to snitch on their online buddy who they're likely never going to meet in their life, and nobody wants to snitch. And that's fine. I can respect that. It's who snitches, okay? But understand this, that anybody involved in this, 911, people were calling 911, people were calling Boston PD directly. They have all voicemails. They have where these numbers came from. They have locations. They have everything. They have subpoenaed numerous programs. They have subpoenaed to get further information. And basically, that is about it. We are not in any sort of trouble. WZR Radio, and that's why we're here live tonight for you guys. It has just taken a toll on me. I have dealt with more police departments, more detectives. And why? Because a 16 or 17-year-old decided that he was going to make prank calls